Beautiful day. As you can see, I finally figured out how to schedule a live stream. Years ago, when I first started doing live streams back in 2017, I was using my desktop computer. Well, no, I think when I first was I using my desktop, but anyway, I had purchased 2 high-def cameras and I was using my desktop. And then once I took a break and resettled, here's a little candle. I had been using my cell phone and had no idea that you could do that on a live using your cell phone. So last night I was just looking at the cell phone and finally decided to click that little calendar looking icon at the top of my phone, and I was like, oh, you can schedule a live stream. So that made it a lot easier. So welcome. Today is May 17th, 2021. Howdy, everyone. Okay. Bringing up the, is there a, let's see, watching now. Okay. Just want to get on the live chat. Okay. There's something I'm not figuring out. Yeah, I see you. Okay. Well, it doesn't look like there is a chat. I'm not sure. There's always something. Let's see. How do I put the chat on here? I don't see it. Oh, well, I guess I won't be able to chat with anyone this morning. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So first we have a little incense we can light. Here we go. Get the incense lit, and Nala has come over to my lap. There we go. So our card for the 4 agreements is from this section, Don't Make Assumptions. And the title is Ask for What You Want. Ask for what you want. And for us air signs, that's always so important. Communication. Communication is key. Find the courage to ask for what you want others. For what you want others have the right to tell you yes or no, but you always have the right to ask. Likewise, everybody has the right to ask you for what they want, and you have the right to say yes or no. I remember when my 3 boys are now grown, I had one son who would never ask for anything. He was always overly concerned about, not making too much of a fuss, didn't want his parents to spend money, so he never asked for anything. Then there was another son who he had no qualms. He wanted a camera, and I mean a real heavy duty professional, almost professional like digital camera, not cell phone, digital camera. He wanted this, he wanted that, he wanted these shoes, and everything he asked for, he would get. And the other son was kind of annoyed. How dare he ask for that? And I think one time he even said, he's always getting everything. And I said, but honey, it's because he asked for it. He's like, well, I don't like to ask for stuff because I don't want to make dad have to pay. I said, look, That's not your concern. You're going to have to understand that in this life, if you do not ask for what you want, you're never going to get anything. So you can ask. The answer might be no, but at least you asked. At least you stood up for yourself. And so you might think that your brother's annoying, or you may think this or that, but one thing, he's not afraid to stand up for himself and to ask for what he wants. So, okay. Well, I'm so sad that I can't figure out how to get the chat. Let me try this. Oh, that's interesting. So I can change the setting of the camera. That's pretty cool. Learn something new. That's the dream setting. And it would really be nice if I could figure out how to, well, let's see. Nope. I cannot get the chat box to come up. I'm just trying to check and see if I see it there. Anyway, if you know how to get the chat box set up on the live stream when you schedule them through YouTube, please let me know. If you're on Instant Messenger right now on Facebook, please feel free to send me a message. So today we are looking at hexagram number 28. And Benabel Wynn calls this hexagram, it's called Undertaking the Great Tipping Point, Excessive Force. And in the Osho I Ching card, Padma Devi 28 is excess. Wow, look at that imagery. Look at the boulders on her back. Look how it's like right up there over the shoulders. There's a lot of them, and they're all balanced perfectly. And there's little bits and crumbs all in there. And then there's even a little tree growing up on top. And is that a crow? Let me see. I can't see that all the way over there. Something at the very top. I'm not sure what that black thing is up there. I have to look into that. Okay, and then the crescent moon. So let's look at this hexagram. You have lake over wind, lake over wind, lake over wind. So we're going to look at wind first. Gentle thoughts, entering gently, proceeding conscientiously, flexibility. Oh, it's so important to be able to be flexible and adaptable in this life. Influence, sensitivity, responsiveness, pervasiveness, assimilation. And the element is wood. The direction is southeast. Season, yellow path, winter solstice. Season, low shu 9 halls, cardinal spring. Life aspect, wealth, finances, assets. Medically, it's related to the thighs, legs, respiratory system, parasympathetic nervous system, large intestine, depression, mental wellness, the sacral chakra. That's interesting. Wind. I correlate wind with breath, and breath and wind connect with your sacral chakra. That's your seat of creativity. Fowl is the animal. The archetype is the martial artist. The immortal is He Jiangu, patron of women diviners, miracle workers, sorceresses, and witches. The empowered state of hexagram number 57, of wind, is hexagram number 57. And we're going to look at lake, which is the second bagua. A fertile womb, receptivity for further growth, nourishment, receiving pleasure, tranquility, devotion, joy, satisfaction, stagnation, openness, intuition, and vision. The direction is west. Oh, and the element is metal. Direction is west. I'm sorry, baby. Season yellow path, season low shoe 9 halls. Okay, season yellow path, autumn equinox, season low shoe 9 halls, cardinal winter. Life aspect, children, fertility, nurturing. Medically is related to the mouth, oral cavity, digestive and reproductive systems, chronic pain or diseases, nutrition, and sexuality. The chakra is the third eye. The animal is the sheep or the tiger. The archetype is the diviner. The immortal is Zhong Li Huan, patron of warriors, ceremonial magicians, and alchemists. Empowered state of late is hexagram number 58. So we're going to look at what my mouth is not working this morning. My mouth is, okay. We're going to look at what Professor Hong, Herson Hong, had to say about lake over wind, which is great excess, he names it. The column is bent. Oh, and you know what I see when I look at lake, and I just realized, look at hexagram number 28. It's like an inversion of itself. It's evenly balanced, which is kind of what this imagery is portraying. It's evenly balanced. And it's interesting when you look at this portrayal right here, right? It really is not that much different from the bone script, from the ancient script. This almost looks like a person. And this looks like heavy burden. So you imagine this heavy burden on top of this person's back. And on the bottom, we have wind, which is a yin line and 2 yang lines. And then lake, which is 2 yang lines and 1 wind line. So wind is predominantly masculine, and lake is predominantly feminine. So we're starting, the column is bent. It is better to go somewhere. Sign of the sacrifice. And starting at the bottom to the top. The offering is wrapped in white palm, faultless. The withered willow sprouts leaves. The old man gets a young wife. Lucky guy. Everything goes well. At least for the old man, it goes well. I guess for the young wife as well. I mean, as an old man, he probably provides stability, probably a good financial grounding because, he's been around. And yeah, so, it's probably, hopefully good for both of them. The column is bent, misfortune. And then we look at lake. Tall columns, good omen, but beware of snakes. The withered willow blossoms. The old woman gets a young husband. No blame, no praise. Say what? Overreaching during crossing. Water overhead. Disaster. Well, I guess the old woman, she gets a young husband. She gets a strapping young lad who can rub her feet very well, who can plow the field and harvest. So once again, I do apologize for not putting the chat. I miss you guys. So just know I'm with you in spirit. Okay, so what does Benabel Wen have to say about this? Because the only thing Kerson Hong has to say is the old man gets a young bride and The old woman gets a young man, so it seems like it's a win-win situation for everyone. Okay, Benabel win. Undertaking the great tipping point, excessive force. And listen, I hope no one starts their week off like this. Lighten your burden. Lighten your burden. Can't take on everything. Learn how to delegate. And thank you guys for the thumbs up. You are the sage who stands independently and fierce, without fear, renouncing the world you knew. It is a tipping point. You are reaching critical mass, embarking on a great endeavor. You may need to use excessive personal force. You are on a path of transformation. To facilitate that transformation, excessive force may be necessary, though by the laws of nature, there are consequences to the use of excessive force. It is a turning point in your life. A dry poplar yields one final blossom, its last great act before the poplar withers. That was poetic. So let's once again really study that imagery. While you guys look at that imagery, I just realized I really want to get my Mother Mary cards. So Nala's not going to be happy that I have to get up, but I will be right back. Hopefully I won't knock anything over. Okay. Oops, not over there. All of my cards are out in the living room, but I'm soon going to, she has not moved. I am soon going to put them on the bookshelf in my bedroom, right next to my bed. Maybe they'll give me some good dreams. Okay, so I'm back. All right, so let's check out what Brother Brian Brown Walker has to say about this hexagram, number 28. The one thing that I wish Benabel had have included on the cards is the pronunciation. Check out our website, www.benabelwin.com. That's B-E-N-E, Bene, B-E-N-E, Bell, B-E-L-L, W-E-N.com. Her latest edition of the Spirit Keepers Tarot, I believe it's still on sale. I'm not sure, but it's definitely is supposed to be out in August. But you pre-purchase it. And that Ankh is from Infinite Treasures. Okay, so Brother Brian Brown Walker, Ta Kuo, preponderance of the great. There are great pressures at work. You can feel it, right? Great pressures at work. If you notice another thing, sort of the atmosphere, the sky around is sort of egging on down, almost like the entire atmosphere is also on her back. It's a heavy card. Excess. Oh, you know what? I didn't even read the, what do you call it? The keywords. Stress, overload, exhaustion, obsessiveness, gluttony, burdens, worries, the breaking point. Are you at your breaking point? There are great pressures at work. By meeting them with modesty and patience, you avoid misfortune and meet with success. The image of this hexagram is that of a beam under a great load. It sags in the middle and is in danger of giving away. That is really not good. It's kind of at the bottom of the thoracic spine, right at the beginning of the lumbar spine. She would be on my table for a little bit of foot reflexology and craniosacral therapy. Would definitely hold that sacrum. You avoid misfortune and meet with success. So let me read that once again. There are great pressures at work. By meeting them with modesty and patience, you avoid misfortune and meet with success. I am always working on patience and modesty as well. The patience, breathing, taking in the breath, modesty about it, not sending curses inside of my mind. That's maintaining modesty. Having decorum. Always trying to remember, there for the grace of God go I. That's a very profound saying, and it's very humbling. The image of this hexagram is that of a beam under a great load. It sags in the middle and is in danger of giving away. You are in a similar situation now. The pressure of the moment, the pressures of the moment are enormous, and there is a temptation to wriggle away and flee, or to resort to the plotting, conniving, and aggressive actions of the ego. It is by resisting this temptation and holding firm to proper principles that you survive and succeed. This is, in fact, a moment for which you have been preparing yourself for some time. A powerful energy has been accumulated. Imagine a flood pressing against a dam, and it is up to you to direct its flow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, let's just take a moment. Let's just take a moment and drop into our heart. Take a nice deep breath. So when you think of a powerful energy that has been accumulated, think about those intense moments where either someone's cut you off in traffic or jumped in front of you in a line, or even that moment when you find out that your spouse has been cheating on you. There's an energy, your emotions are riling up. It's almost like, which comes first? The thought, the emotion, the chemical release that precedes or succeeds. And there's this intense buildup, and you're ready to have this outburst because all of the pressure is on you, and it's like this dam, and you have these emotions right behind that dam. And once you hear that knowledge, once you learn that, say, your spouse has cheated on you, or that your boss destroyed your pension, or took away $5 off of your hourly wage, those emotions build up. And either they're just going to escape, or you are going to direct that flow. Either the flow is just going to come out like a burst dam, or you're going to connect with your breath, connect with your body, and regulate how those emotions will display themselves. Now, this isn't about suppressing emotions, repressing them, ignoring them. No, you don't want to do that, because then that power builds up in the body, and it's not a good power. It's a power that will destroy your telomeres, destroy your cells. So you want to figure out, think about that, how to self-regulate before you get into those moments. Because it is truly up to you as to how you direct its flow. If you succumb to fear, desire, or anger, or resort to incorrect behaviors, the dam bursts and the pent-up energy causes destruction and misfortune. If, on the other hand, you cling to what is correct, modesty, balance, patience, and I like this keyword, independence. Independence, I feel, comes into play where you take responsibility for those emotions and you direct the flow of those emotions. And those emotions are not dependent upon any external stimuli as to how those emotions are going to be released. To me, that is independence. And gentleness. Then you will obtain the aid of the higher power, and the accumulated energy will be directed toward creating a profound success. What is called for now is quiet integrity. With others, no matter how they assault you, remain modest and patient. In your actions, seek to penetrate gently and steadily rather than forcibly and explosively. There are times when I've perfected that. And there's times when, as they say, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And the imagery that comes into my mind, the screaming banshee. Meet the difficulties of the day cheerfully and resolutely. That's another form of independence. It's another form of independence. Meet the difficulties of the day cheerfully and resolutely by taking great care now, by remaining correct in every moment, by embodying the principles of the sage. You make possible the arrival of good fortune. Okay, phone is acting a little bit crazy, but we're still there. Let's see, is there any more? So that is it. So that's very interesting. Very interesting. Hexagram. There's plenty of resources online. Check out the hexagram. Check out the I Ching. It's a lifelong study of self. And B.MSc Wynn has a very reasonably priced I Ching practitioner course where you receive the PDFs for the books as well as for the cards and entire video tutorial. She's amazing. Okay, so we're going to pull a card today from the why is my mouth not working today? Vitruvian edition of Spirit Keepers. And yes, I have a filter on the live stream. Just checking this out. All right, so let me go ahead and shuffle these cards one last time. Okay, and we're going to go with the third card today. Power and authority of water. How apropos. Will that fit on there? I don't know. There we go. It's all about emotions are connected to water. Water is connected to emotions. We have a lake in here. trying to put the cards back in the box. All right, there we go. So let's see what Benabel has to say about the ivory shield, power and authority of water. Okay. Let's see where, okay, there we go. So these are the queens in the tarot deck and the spirit keeper. So the ivory shield is Queen of Chalices. You are shielded against ailments, diseases, and infirmity. Malefic energies that can cause malady or emotional afflictions are present in your space, challenging your vitality. So the ivory shield in your appears in your path to help you preserve your own wellness. Under the ivory shield, you are being sheltered from a worse malady that this queen has seen coming your way. What is to come is lessened, but you still have inner soul journeying to do on your own. Strengthen that which is in the realm of your emotions and soul, and you shall strengthen the body. When the Queen of Chalices appears, she is here to give you shelter, to accompany you by your side as you make your way out of danger. So you can think of this figure right here is the Queen of Chalices, and this is you with a heavy burden of stress and danger on your back. Okay, I just totally made that up. She is your defender as you walk through the valley of shadows. Know that she is present. Know that you are not alone in your dark hour. Concealed behind her shield, the Queen of Chalices bears the ciborium, which contains the Blessed Sacrament. In architecture, the ciborium is also a canopy. And here the Queen is your canopy covering you. So, in other words, the universe got your back, baby. The ivory shield blocks distractions that have been holding you back from either focusing on your intimate relationships, the familial relations that matter the most to you, or from focusing on your own spiritual development. The ivory shield can also come up when you need to focus more on protecting yourself from ailments and infirmity. Think about the imagery on Padma Devi's card. Let's see, can I move this without completely knocking over? Just barely. There we go. All of the ailments and burdens and stress. You're not alone. So where were we? The ivory shield can also come up when you need to focus more on protecting yourself from ailments and infirmity. The design in the shield is the design in the ivory shield. The angelic power holds up featured. I am not reading this right. The design in the ivory shield, the angelic power holds up, features 10 chalices arranged in a circle, and at the center, an 11th chalice. So you can see all the chalices. There's 10 of them, and there's an 11th one right in the center. Note that there are 2 more chalices on the power's shoulder. So let's see. Yes, here's a chalice there, and there's a chalice there. Okay. There's 2 more on the power's shoulder armor for a total of 13, indicating that the 13th card in the suit of chalices, One alchemical glyph for water on the right, and the outer cross formed on the shield calls the power in the calls in the power of concord. The other glyph on the left and the inner cross calls the power of silence. So these chalices on her shoulders are calling in the power of concord and the power of silence, the two pillar forces at the ivory shield's command. Inscribed into the design of the shield are the letters forming the Latin phrase Nam et si ambulavero in medio umbre mortis non temebo mala quiniam tu mecum es. Oh my gosh. I probably totally mutilated that Latin phrase. Latin reminds me of a blend of Spanish and French, the way it sounds to me. It's like a hardened of, and I know Latin comes first, they're all Romance languages born out of Latin. Okay, so where were we? Translation is, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. In between the chapters are crosses that resemble Musuyidi, a West African Andinkra symbol for purification and sanctity that brings good fortune and protection. The four symbols in the circle around the center chalices are the name of God, Yud-He, Vav-He, written in the Proto-Canaanite alphabet. The rays symbolizing rays of light emanating outward, and the circles around the shield's design amplify the power of the talismanic sigils. Here, the angelic power and Queen of Chalices has taken on features of Viking and Celtic cultures in her revelation to you. A trinity knot on her chest symbolizes the powers and authorities of the Holy Trinity and calls in the divine protection of deities old as space-time and the knot that the knot represents. So there you go. So in those moments of great emotional burden, great emotional stress, great emotional burden, great emotional stress, know that the power of concord and the power of, what was the other power? Oh my gosh, I have completely, it's going to come to me. I can't think of it. Let me go back. These two powers are with you. So I'm going to go back. The power of the concord, oh, and the power of silence are with you. You are not alone in your burden. You are not alone in your stress. When you hear that horrible, distressing news, whether you've been fired, a loved one has passed on, your partner or spouse has been unfaithful, you're not alone. You're not alone. Remember, your holy guardian angel is there for you. Your portion of the divine is there with you, can help you to redirect that emotional surge, that energy that you're feeling that's welling up. And she's there to remind you, don't suppress it, don't repress it, but direct the flow. And you can do it through the direction of your breath, through breathing. Breathing is what maintains those heavy emotions, that lake which is about to explode. You can redirect that energy. So there we have our hexagram. And last but not least, I wanted to continue our new tradition with our Mother Mary Oracle. And I apologize if you're actually looking at the live stream and not just listening. I clicked on the filter, the dream filter. I thought it was kind of cool, but it does warp. It seems to warp, the text. So I apologize for that. And I will try to figure out how to get the live chat to come back up. So we have card number 2, Our Lady of the Whispering Heart. There we go. Our Lady of the Whispering Heart. She is here to help you with your burdens. So let's check out Our Lady of the Whispering Heart. Okay. Our Lady of the Whispering Heart. I want to be close to you, my cherished child, so I dwell within your heart. From that sacred place, I speak to you daily. Can you feel my presence? I am the voice within that assures you all is well. I am the feeling in your heart that tells you it is all right to trust, no matter what appears to be. I am the knowing in your heart that every prayer you speak is heard and answered by me instantly. I am the joy and relief in your heart as you realize that your answered prayers are already unfolding in divine perfection. Listen for me and know peace within. The clearest guidance is not always the loudest voice. Sometimes fear and doubt yell, where love and trust speak quietly but consistently from deep within the heart. You are being asked to trust in the truths of your heart, even if they seem quieter than the voices of fear from within you or coming from those around you. The truths of the heart can cut through emotional reactions and mental anguish. The heart simply speaks of what is without distortion. When you hear the heart speak, we know in our bones that what is spoken of is true. And that leads us back to the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Chalices, power and authority of the water. Our Lady of the Whispering Heart is here to help you, guide you through those emotions, through your stress, through your burdens. But remember our first thought of the day. This is like playing Jenga. Ask for what you want. Remember to ask your holy guardian angel to guide you, to help you through your burdens, to help you through your momentary crisis. Because remember, Gam Ze Ya'avor, which is Hebrew for this too shall pass. And on that note, beloved, thank you for joining us today. And I think I've settled on a title for these live streams, Daily Tarot, Oracle, Meditation, and Tea. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Keep it simple. I need to get the numbers. I think we're on number 19. I'm not sure. So anyway, beloveds, have a beautiful day. Thank you. And I will go ahead and schedule our next live stream for tomorrow sunrise. And it's my hope, my fervent prayer that I can figure out a time to do. I would like to get back to doing card readings for people, for pulling cards, and trying to think what would be a good night. And I'm thinking probably Monday, because Monday is the only night where I do not have clients. And I would love to get back to doing that. So you guys have a beautiful day, or wherever you are in the world, such as Australia or Japan. Well, Japan, it's nighttime in Japan as well, and Australia, because they're on the same side of the world. Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams. Until next time, I wish you peace and great bliss. Bye-bye.